This is full squad.
Roll.
You. Oh. Jump. Arm. Me.
This is full squad. He's out. This mess. Sure. The make. On the other side.
Testing. Whoa, hello. Testing. 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 Test. Dang it. I get up. Story of my life there, Remy. I went through all of that for nothing. Yeah, it does that to me sometimes. Testing. Trying to adjust the mic. Hopefully it's not too loud. Can you hear me? Okay. It does that to me sometimes. I don't know why. I use Streamlabs OBS. By and large, it's a pretty good program, streaming software. But it's got problems. And I've tried finding other software to possibly replace it. But none of the ones I found can do what I need it to do. Can do what Streamlabs does. And it's just like some reason. Like, no. Thank you. I appreciate you pointing. Yeah, I'll try to give the Cliff Notes version of what am I talking about here. But sometimes it'll just like the microphone is hooked up and everything. I got the light on the mic. It says it's supposed to be going, but then in the program, for whatever reason, it won't it's like, it's the story of my life. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back to the beginning here. Like I said, Cliff Notes here. And hey, Remy, how you doing there? I hope you had a great week and a great weekend. Happy Monday to you. Hopefully it's going good for you. Let's go ahead and get back into it. Son of a biscuit, man. That's a first. Like, I haven't had the microphone not do what it's supposed to be doing. Like, as far as I know. That one's a first. I've had a lot of weird stuff happen in streams, and that one's a first. So I appreciate you popping in, Remy, and letting me know there was a problem. Okay, so let's go back to the beginning here. Well, it's just so weird. It doesn't make any sense as to why it's doing it. Because it's I set the Yeti mic. I set it to Yeti microphone, and then I don't know if it's because I don't have it plugged in all the time. I only plug it in when I'm streaming. But I don't know, man. Yeah, on my Windows settings, I have the default set to the Yeti. It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Oh my goodness. Okay. I just don't want to have to start over, but here we go. Okay, so we're gonna start off with Young Heroes in Love. Now this is issue number 3. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Boom. August of 1997. Keep that year in mind. 1997. This is a year after the 1996 stuff that we've been going through. Some weird stuff, very weird stuff. Now this is okay. So this should give you a pretty good idea here right off the bat. Sex, lies, and the Man of Steel. Like, what the funky Cold Medina, man. So this thing starts off. The whole series is just a bunch of young, immature, fledgling superheroes trying to start their own superhero group. And it's like, it's based off like Beverly Hills 90210, Gossip Girl, stuff like that. And if you need a modern title to compare it to, think Gotham High. It's just, and this happened. This came out in 1997, a year after 96 and everything. So obviously they brought Superman in, trying to boost the title, trying to make it more of a valid title within the DC universe. Like I was saying before, it starts off, you got this young chick here, her name is Bonfire, I think, and they're hanging up a sword. These two dudes are hanging up a sword. She's all like checking them out, like, yeah, it looks really, really good, but she's not talking about the sword. Like, I don't want to read that. That's not what I'm looking for. That is something maybe like a high school girl might be looking for. I'm not a high school. Do I look like a high school girl to you? Dude, what is this? Does this look like the face of high school? What the fuck you going to do, man? Even back in the day, I was still not a high school girl. What is this? So yeah, I'm telling you, this right here is where comic books really started to go wrong. like around 96, 97. That's what I'm really starting to believe at this point. Oh yeah, so I found, yeah, I had a box of comic books. It's not a normal comic book box, and I found a whole bunch of them that need to be bagged and boarded. So we're not done yet. We're not done yet. But I did come across some really cool issues that I'm really excited about talking about. We'll get to them hopefully sooner rather than later. But yeah, so we're back on it. This chapter is still going. I got some stuff to bag and board and everything. So yeah. It's I got some cool stuff. I'm looking forward to sharing it. But we got to get through this first, unfortunately. Oh yeah, this character. Yes, this character. This blue elf looking dude. He's literally wearing a Speedo. Like, okay, so you got Iceman from the X-Men. There are times when he's like fully covered in ice and whatnot, but it's like a suit of ice armor is what it looks like. And when he's not, and when he doesn't have the ice thing going on, he looks like he's dressed normally and everything. This guy, I think his skin is just straight up blue all the time, and this isn't armor. This is just him, and he's got pierced. I don't know if you can see it there. He's got pierced nipples. I don't want to see this dude's pierced nipples wearing a Speedo. Like, what? Who came up with this? I mean, you got the modern stuff. You got Snowflake and Safe Space. You got the new Children of the Atom. It's their absolute joke. This stuff's been going on since 97, bare minimum, 96, right around the time frame, bare minimum. This woke nonsense has been going on a long time here, folks. Long time. I'm really starting to realize that. And the entire first half of this comic, they're not doing anything. They're literally just hanging out in their little superhero pad, bullshitting, and nothing interesting. It's like like with the X-Men. The X-Men will have pages of interaction between the characters and everything, but it's actually interesting stuff. It's relevant to the characters. It's relevant to the story. It's relevant to the universe. This is all just bullshit. I mean, there's nothing in here that's interesting. This is why I picked it up. I picked it up out of curiosity more than anything, and it didn't take long for me to realize that this just wasn't. Yeah, it just wasn't worth my time or money. So over halfway through the issue, page 13. Something somewhat interesting finally happens. That sword disappears. So apparently it was a trophy from a previous battle. The guy they defeated apparently wasn't completely defeated. That's their assumption anyways, that he came in and stole the sword while they were distracted. So then they hop in a car, and apparently they have the ability to teleport this car. That's their mode of transportation, I guess. I'd have to sit down and read it, but I don't really know if I care enough to do that. And then, so this is weird. So you got this main page. I'm getting this Scooby-Doo vibe at this point. So you got, so they pour it in, and it shows a picture of each character, and the little, super uber gross. Thank you very much. I appreciate the sentiment, Remy, and I agree with you 100%. This is just like, what were they smoking when they made this stuff? I got no idea. And the little dialogue box, it's not even a thought bubble, so I'm not sure what's going on here. It's literally just a bunch of names over each character's face. Literally just a bunch of names. Let me show you. Elvis, Peter Townshend, John Lennon, Mahatma Gandhi, Martin Luther King Jr., Mel Gibson, Paul Bunyan, Wayne Gretzky, Red Cloud. Like, goes on and on and on. I have no idea what the point is. And then Superman. So I guess there was maybe as like a narrator, just naming off of names of a bunch of well-known famous people that did big things in their life. I have no idea. What the funk you call Medina? You got some giant mummy. Okay, so he's the one with the sword. Yeah, he's got the sword, so apparently he's still around. Giant mummy dude with the sword. Apparently they fought before. There's Superman coming into the picture. Does this thing. And it's not the real Superman. It's the blue energy Superman, which I never understood that. I have no idea how they came up with it. Oh, to show you. So I've talked in the past about these tight bodysuits. There it is. Boom. So people make fun of Superman's overshorts. They call it his underwear, but it's actually overshorts for modesty purposes. And then they got rid of them. So they're decreasing the modesty factor. And I'm sure people have been wondering, well, what's the big deal, Rebel? I'll show you the big deal. Let me show you the big deal. The more you decrease the modesty level, where'd it go? Where is it? There's the perfect picture. It's in here. Let me find it. Let me patience. Let me find it. Where'd it go? I know I saw it. Where'd it go? Oh, Funky Coma do it. Where did it go? I know I saw it. I know I'm not imagining things. It was the perfect full body shot to exemplify my point here. Where? Oh, you gotta be kidding me with this. I'm confused because I know I saw it. Unless it was further. No, there it is. It was further back than I thought. So, yeah. So, you might be wondering, well, what's the big deal? All they did was get rid of his shorts. No, it's a decrease in modesty. And then it's a stepping stone. So, you go from that to this. Speedo dude with pierced nipples. It's called the slippery slope for a reason. Utility shorts, they serve a purpose, they have a function. Yeah, exactly what I mean. In this case, modesty. Yes, superheroes are supposed to be like the top, of the human physique and everything. Super athletic, the perfect physical conditioning and everything. But you still have to have some measure of modesty. Otherwise, you end up with this. Or worse. And trust me, folks, it gets worse than this. I've seen it for myself. When I first got back into my collection, I found a set of comic books that I was shocked that I even had it. And I do remember buying it, and I bought it because of the cover. But the cover was interesting. Then, when I actually sat down and read it, it was just like, holy crap! I'm not gonna describe it. I would have to put a adult 18 only rating on this stream, and I'm not gonna do that. So you think, oh well, that's not so bad. Yes, it is. First of all, I don't want to see that. That's not what I'm interested in. That's not why I buy comic books. This is for a whole other set of people, demographic. And those people, they don't read comic books. This is a mainstream comic book. This is DC. DC. Superman, Shazam, Batman. These are mainstream characters and everything. These are not Superman and Batman. They are not BDSM, hardcore triple X characters. They're supposed to be wholesome and on some level. They fight for justice. They fight for what's right. They got different ways to go about it, whatever. They got different, aspects of their personality and stuff like that. But by and large, they're heroes. And they have a certain level that they maintain. And they, at least as far back as 96, 97, that bar's been dropped. And this is the perfect example of it. That's not what I want to see. This type of crap right here. This is why I stopped reading this title. I don't want nothing to do with this. I'm embarrassed. I am legitimately embarrassed to have this in my collection. But I'm not going to throw it away. Why? Because it's evidence. It is historical evidence. And you don't get rid of historical evidence just because it makes you uncomfortable. And so, yeah, they're doing their thing. They're fighting this thing. It's a very short battle. Hold on here. This was literally written for the snowflake generation. 25 years before the whole get woke, go broke thing became popular on YouTube. So this guy here, his name's like, I don't know. I don't know what his name is. He's the quote-unquote leader of this group and everything. He's like a Superman wannabe or something like that. So they do the thing. They defeat this mummy in short order. And this dude's all like, yeah, hey, Superman, it's great to see you. I would like to offer you a place on our team. I don't know what he expects Superman to say. Superman, he's got a smile on his face. He's trying to be polite. Yeah, he's trying to be. Let's see. Yeah, this one. Boom. He's trying to be polite about the whole thing, and I just can't. With this. He's like, I don't know what to say, but thanks, but no thanks, and that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. I was hoping to try and do something here, but hopefully you can see that. So the dude's like, so the dude's all like, he's like, dot, 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 dot. What? What? You turned me down? What? And he starts literally having like a conniption fit. He literally calls Superman a pig-headed for not wanting to join his little juvenile superhero team. He literally throws a tantrum. Like, what? Leave me alone. You should know to me. I'm gonna cry now. What? What the fuck, dude? Like, he's literally throwing the temper tantrum on a level of a 5-year-old. And he's the leader of this team. No wonder this team is such a hot mess. Who thought this was gonna be in? Young Heroes in Love. I want to know how long this scene went for. Because I cannot see this having gone number 10. At the very least, it went 10 issues. 1997 and 1998. Okay, so it lasted for about a year. This title lasted for about a year. That's pathetic. I'm sorry. At least as far as I can tell. Yeah, I'm a little shocked that it lasted that long. No, 1 to 17. What? Why is it so difficult to find information sometimes? You type in something, trying to find something, you think it should be straightforward. Okay, so at least went to 17. 18 issues. 18 issues. June of 1997 to November of 1998. How this lasted so long, I have no idea. And I think I have at least 3 of them. That's just embarrassing. That's just embarrassing. I'm trying to find it here. Where is it? Where is it? Oh my god, it's just embarrassing. It's just embarrassing. But like I said, this is historical evidence and everything, so I'm not gonna burn it. I'm not gonna tear it up. I'm gonna keep it as evidence of, well, when comic books really started to go wrong. We're definitely pinpointing around 96 at the very earliest or the very latest when comic books really took a turn. Like really took a turn. This is a great example. So yeah, back around 96, 97, they were trying to push this stuff. They were already trying to push this woke nonsense. And it's just only gotten worse over the last 25 years. I can't handle this. There you have it. Young Heroes in Love number 3. Boom. Absolutely terrible title. Absolutely terrible. It's literally a bunch of little snowflake millennials. It's literally what it is. A bunch of snowflake millennials. Just hormones running wild. It's not even on the level of Beverly Hills 90210. It's maybe Gossip Girl. I don't know. I got no idea at this point. What? But what keeps me going is knowing that I've got some pretty cool stuff in my collection. Finding some stuff. Yeah, CCP has much to do with democracy to make American teams. Yeah, who knows? No, China, they hate America. They absolutely hate us, no doubt about that. And I mean, yeah, there's no doubt that China has influence over this country. Just look at what's happening with modern movies, modern pop culture. Disney, look at what Disney's doing with their movie posters for their Disney Star Wars movies. In America, you got John Boyega. He's big on the poster and everything. And in China, they either shrink him down or he disappears altogether. So without a doubt, China has had its sway over our pop culture and everything for a long time. There's no doubt about that. So yeah. But it's not just China though. It's not just China. They might be influencing stuff as much as they can, but there's an element here in America, in our pop culture, that is making these decisions. And I don't even know her name. It's one of the modern comic book artists. She's like, if you don't like my politics, don't buy my book. And she took over a major comic book title. I don't remember if it was Marvel or DC. I'm so checked out, I don't even care. But she took over some major title. She completely butchered it, and she's not Chinese. She's American. So this isn't just some Chinese thing or whatever. They're influencing stuff, but it's not. There's people here in America that are spearheading the whole thing, and she's one of them. And people like her have been doing this for a long time. This is 1997. 1997. They've been butchering our pop culture for a long time. Decades. We're talking decades at this point. And remember, DC didn't want any recognition for Spawn Batman. Remember, keep that in mind. They didn't want any recognition. Why? Because this is a very masculine crossover. Very masculine. Very masculine. DC did not want any part of it other than the money. That's all they wanted, was the money. Boom. Okay, so all business. No. That's not the Disney stuff. Nah, I've heard something about the Disney thing. I don't agree with that. Walt Disney. I don't know. I heard his mother died when he was young or something like that, and I'm thinking that I think people are reading too much into it, because it makes for more. When you got dead parents and stuff, it makes for a more dramatic story and whatnot. And those stories would not be the same if, like Bambi, that story would be completely different. It'd be a completely different story, probably less impactful story if the mother, hadn't been shot by a hunter. I think people are just reading too much into that. They're just, society's gone soft. Let's put it that way. Society's gone soft. And, stuff is about overcoming adversity. And modern society doesn't like adversity because it's too tough. It's too hard. Society's gone soft. So, okay, let's move on here. So I stumbled across some issues that I had for a title that I completely forgot ever even existed, but I was actually interested back in the day. I don't remember a whole lot about it, except that, it's called Wetworks from Image Comics. Now, what I do remember is that these characters, they had some gold plating stuff they had control over. It was like liquid metal or something like that. I don't know. I forget exactly what the premise was. It was something along that lines. I think they were like mercenaries or special ops or something like that. But Wetworks, as you might imagine, deals with some violent activities. Yeah. It's like, so believe me, there are elements in this country, you get the feminist, homosexual elements that would very much like to destroy the natural, strong foundation of this country, and they're in the process of doing it. So that is what compromises That is what the woke agenda is comprised of, and a lot of people still don't want to admit that fact. Okay, so what works here? This was, from what I do remember, it was a fairly interesting title. This is Image Comics. Image Comics. And if the Spawn Batman crossover is any indication, Image was not buying into this stuff. So this is December. This is issue number 12, December. Let me take a look at the year here. Yeah, issue number 12, December. Boom chakalaka. Taking out Potatia, Rainy. Let's see. Ooh, this one was printed in Canada. Okay, I'm looking for the information. Wait a minute. Where's the year? I don't think they have the year on here. Why would they not have the year? That is so weird. I don't know, that's just the format they had? There's no year on this. Why would they not put the year? I'm so confused. Why? Why? Where's the year? Okay, let me look this up. I want to know what year this came out in. Because I haven't done a whole lot of it. Like, most of the stuff's been Marvel and DC. I've always been pretty heavy in Marvel and DC. So, I want to... Yeah, let me see if I can find the year on this. Image, What Works. 12 December. Comic one. 1994 first series. That's the first series. I'm thinking. I'm assuming this is series. Yeah, this is okay. Is there a year? Give me a year. Give me. Yes, about 1994, 95. Okay, yeah, according to this, December 1995. So, yes. This is what works December 1985. This is before the whole 1996 thing. Now, so far, like all the stuff we've gone over, it seems like 96 was something happened in 96. Something changed. That's the sense that I'm getting so far. So this is 1995, right? And this is Image Comics. This is not DC. This is not Marvel. It's an independent company. And based on the Batman Spawn crossover, they are very much doing their own thing. They don't care about what Marvel and DC have to say. So, yeah, this is issue number 12. So it's getting into the series. Yeah, so those dudes... Let me see. Yeah, this kind of gives you an example of what the... Yeah, so those dudes, like, get into the elevator and stuff like that. He's got the... I don't know how well you can see that. He's got the gold liquid stuff on his body and covering a part of his face. And then it's like, it's with a drawing from his face. You can see more of it and everything. So, yeah, it's like a liquid gold armor. I don't know I don't remember what the origin of it was, if it was technological. I'm assuming it's technological. But yeah, this is it provides the... if they're mercenaries, I'm not sure if they're mercenaries. Like, the concept was interesting. I remember that. I remember being interested in the concept and everything. I did buy some issues. I don't remember much about the... That's pretty much about all I remember. Yeah, I might have to sit down... Yeah, I need to sit down and reread some of the stuff. Definitely need to sit down and reread some of the stuff. What? Okay, so she's tapping into this other dude. Okay, let's see. I'm not reading it word for word here, but so you got this guy. He's on respirator or whatever, knocked out. Maybe he's in coma. I don't know. He's got the gold armor stuff on him. Oh, you know what? Maybe it was like a mystical type dealio or something. Yeah, this chick, I don't remember who she is, but she's somehow tapping into this guy, like a telepathic level, psychic level. I don't know. And she ends up having this psychic vision thing. She's in the desert. This pyramid pops up. There's 4 golden statues. So from what I can tell from this, they're making a connection to ancient Egypt. Interesting. Okay, interesting. And yeah, so as you can see there, she does not have arms. It's a cybernetic or whatever. In the vision, she has her arms back and everything, but then she comes back to reality. And what is going on here? Oh, you know what? These guys might be like monster hunters or something. Yeah, the dude's talking about a vampire raid. So yeah, this might be like a supernatural comic book. Okay. With a special forces vibe to it. See, now I'm getting interested again. I'm not even reading the whole thing. I'm just picking through it here. And I'm already getting interested. What is going on? Lots of violence, obviously. One thing. Wait, what? So this guy, I think he's a dwarf. Yeah, it's supernatural. It's got all kinds of like monsters and creatures and races and stuff like that. It looks like a dwarf, but he doesn't seem very nice. Yeah, he's talking about how humans have gone soft. He's, you know, short stature, stocky, thickly muscular build. I don't know why he's attacking humans, but he seems pretty pissed off. I don't know. So, yeah, but there's like, you know, so you got dwarves, vampires, showed some goblin-looking dudes. So yeah, it seems to be a mixture of like supernatural fantasy and technology. It's interesting. I'm interested in it. What I don't understand is why the dwarves are angry with the humans. Why they're apparently going to war with humans. I got no idea. What? Wow. That is a lot of angry dwarves with guns. Getting some Shadowrun flashbacks there. Kill. Like the angry dwarf version of the seagulls from Finding Nemo. Kill. Yes, I'm not 100% sure what's going on, except that there's a whole lot of fighting, a whole lot of boomsticks going off, and then we got this guy. His name is Grail. Apparently, he's on I guess Wetworks. These guys are technically the good guys. I guess they're supposed to be the good guys. It seems like it. And then you get this one character who is on the side of Wetworks. His name is Grail. I think he's supposed to be psionic or telepathic, something like that. I don't know. That's what he looks like. No shirt for some reason. I think he's wearing chaps, which is just like, why? What? I thought he was wearing pants, but now they're starting to look like chaps. Yep, they're chaps. Why? This is Image Comics. Still, why would you give him chaps? I don't think I ever noticed that before. I didn't catch that before. I don't think. Oh. I don't know. I got no freaking clue, man. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that character's design. Let's just put it that way. Okay, so yeah, there's this battle going on, and what? Some sort of egg thing. I think it's supposed to be a medical device or something like that. One of the dudes is in there, and he seems to be perfectly fine with it. I guess he was injured in the battle, so they're sending him back for like repairs and refitting or something like that. Yeah, some crazy stuff going on, no doubt about that. But by and large, it is interesting. I'm pretty sure, I do have some more issues of the series, and it was definitely not Marvel or DC. So the final page. Yeah, without reading, I'm not 100% certain, but yes, this is the final page of the issue, and some mysterious dude and whatever, and he's in contact, and then there's the dude that's in a coma or something like that. Yeah, without having other issues to go through and actually reading this cover to cover, it's difficult to really get the full gist of the story. But clearly, it's got a heavy supernatural aspect. Humans, dwarves, goblins, stuff like that. Along with high science fiction thrown in the mix. It's interesting. It's interesting. I remember being interested in it back in the day. I don't remember why I stopped buying it. I don't know. I would have to look through it. I do have some more issues. I'm not sure how many exactly. We'll get to that someday. After I get through this final stack. I hope it's the final stack. Stuff that needs to be bagged and boarded. Then I need to like organizing. We'll go through it some more. Because I came across some stuff, really cool stuff that I definitely wanted to share on the House of G and everything. So yeah, we're definitely going to be going through my collection in more depth and everything. Not just the stuff that needs to be bagged and boarded, but this one, I'd read more of it. I would read more of it. It's interesting enough, and my only real Whiskey Tango Foxtrot moment about it is the dude Grail wearing the chaps. Like, I don't know who came up with the character design. He's got the Bane mask and everything. It's definitely BDSM inspired. Let's put it that way. So that's got me raising some question marks. But other than that, I don't really have a problem with it. But then, I don't know. It's not bad though. Overall, it's not bad. So I am looking forward to finding the rest of those and going through them and stuff like that. It's got the little hints of like ancient Egypt stuff and whatnot, and yeah, anytime you got mythology thrown in there, it's always interesting. I've always been interested in mythology. Ow, motherfucker, Troy. Dang it, paper cut. Son of a biscuit. Oh man, I gotta make sure I don't get blood everywhere. Okay, I don't think it was that bad actually. Paper cut. I haven't had a paper cut in a long time. Nope, there it is. Yeah, I can see it, but no blood at least. I must have barely got through the top layers of skin. Dang, that was a close call. So, let's see here. Boom, 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 boom. Yep. Get in there. This is. Oh, you know what? That's not the. Oh, these are not cool. Yeah, that was my final board. But it should fit because the comic books have gotten smaller over the years. So I don't see why that would be having a difficult time going there. I don't know. I got no idea. Boom shakalaka. Okay, so Wetworks number 12 rather. December of 1995, I believe. Yep, so far so good. No blood. Don't need to be getting blood everywhere. Who says collecting comic books isn't dangerous or exciting? Boom chakalaka. There you go. Bagged and boarded, ready for storage. And yeah, that shot right there, that would probably not fly with modern Marvel and DC, which I don't have a problem with that cover right there. So, yeah, there you have it. Ready for storage. Let's go and put this bad boy away. Boom chakalaka. And it was definitely a major upgrade from Young Heroes in Love. Let's put it that way. So, it's okay. All right. So next we are moving on to Spider-Man Team Up with the Avengers. Dun dun dun. Webs of Time. It sounds interesting. So yeah, this is from, let's see here, September of 1996. Now, a lot of the stuff we've been dealing with has been DC, So this is our first, off the top of my head, it's our first Marvel issue from that time frame, September 1996. Yeah, it looked like it was a G-string, I think. I appreciate you pointing that out, Remy. Gives me an excuse to look at it again. No. I'd say it's more of a thong. It's definitely got some, it's got some thickness to it. I'm not complaining. I don't know why you're shaking your head. I'm not complaining. So you got to keep in mind who these comic books are actually written for. So instead of respecting that, we got people that have taken it over and destroyed it. So that is why the comic book industry is failing miserably. Okay, so yeah, let's get into this here. September 1996. I am curious. Let's see if most of the stuff we've dealt with has been DC. So let's see what happened with Marvel around this time frame. Boom shakalaka. This is a thick one. Like that's this might have been a quarterly. I'm not sure. But being a team up, I mean, this thing is thick. I don't know if you can really tell. But I mean, that is a thick comic book. This might take a hot minute to get through. I'm not going to read it word for word, cover to cover, but even just kind of skimming through it, this is going to take a minute. Okay, so you got the first page here is actually a prologue. Once upon a time at the Temple of Tirad in Mexico. So we got some, for some reason, we got some soldiers guarding ancient Mexican pyramid. And then we got some joyriders pulling up in a Jeep here. And the obligatory hot chick in the shorts to distract the guards. Boom chakalaka. And what is going on here? Now keep in mind this is Spider-Man with the Avengers. I don't know what's going on. I think there's some, yeah, it looks like maybe these guys are inside looking around the pyramid. Don't know what they're looking for. Nice little booty shot. Gotta love that. Boom shakalaka. And yeah, this type of thing, it just doesn't fly nowadays. And because the wrong people are running the show. Nowadays, you don't have women look. I mean, look at what the Mary Jane, J. Scott Campbell. Drew the cover art for that one Spider-Man issue. It shows Mary Jane. She's sitting on the couch in a very, feminine pose. She's got very womanly body. She got boobies. And it's she looks great. She looks like a woman, and you can see the look on her face. This is one thing that people are just completely glossing over because these people on the one side are just all outraged that she looks like an actual woman, and the other side is like boobies. But everybody's glossing over this one fact. You can see the look on her face. Superman's in the background. He's outside swinging through the city, off to fight the bad guys. She's sitting at home, looking like a woman, feminine, womanly, just waiting. She's looking over her shoulder. She knows her man is going out there to do great things, to do good things, and you can see the look on her face. You can see the worry on her face. Is he going to come home this time? Is he going to make it home in one piece? Everybody glosses over that. Everybody's so focused on the boobs and everything, the shape of the woman, the way she's sitting. It's like, yeah, that stuff matters because you want it. There's nothing wrong with the female body, with the way that's supposed to be. But then everybody glosses over the actual point of that cover. The actual point of that cover is that Superman is flying. He's swinging off into danger, and Mary Jane is at home, worried, sick, wondering if he's going to come home in one piece. Everybody glosses over that fact. Why? Because all this nonsense over the fact that she looks like a woman. It's like, and then Scott Campbell. Oh my gosh. At first I had respect for him because he was all like, yeah, go away. He did his little comparison thing. He's like, he fixed the drawing that was fixing his drawing or whatever. But then he turned around, speaking out of both sides of his mouth, straddling the fence. These people are forever straddling the fence. This is where I lose respect for him. Saying, oh, but I'm also not part of this, blah, 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 anti-hate, blah, blah. It's, shut up. Just fuck off, dude. It's like, you should have stopped at the point where you fixed this person that was trying to fix your drawing. You should have stopped there, Campbell. You should have stopped there. Instead, you decided to ride the fence. and you just made a fool out of yourself. And whatever fan status I had for you, it's gone now, man. It's gone. So congratulations on that. Boom shakalaka. So, all right, let's get into it here. So, yeah, this is Marvel, 1996. So far, we still got the hot chicks with the nice booties and everything. So far, so good. So far, so good. And let's see here. Whoa. Okay. Oh, you know, hold on. So, okay. Okay, so I think these people are all together, and they are, in fact, being a distraction, because it looks like they're on the radio with the people inside the temple and everything. They're the pyramid. So then they're on the radio, like, we need help or something like that. You get the guards. They're running in there. Let me see. Okay, so apparently the guards heard it. I don't know if they heard it on their radio or they heard it. So they're running into the. Oh, okay, so that's what's going on. Yeah, so they run into the whatchamacallit, the pyramid. And this is what they find. So they find those two people strung up on webs, and the life is sucked out of them. So, and then it cuts to that, and that's making me wonder. I mean, it's very Spider-Man looking. Those eyes. So it's making me wonder. It's making me wonder. And then it cuts to once upon a sometime later. So it starts off with once upon a time as the prologue. You get those people, they die in the web, and then it goes to once upon a sometime later. So apparently this is still in the past, but after the initial prologue. Very clever, and amusing, if I do say so myself. And let's see what we got here. Hold on. I think this may be the Avengers Mansion. Yeah, Avengers Mansion. Okay, so we're at the Avengers Mansion. And whoa. It's a big comic book. It's heavier than the usual, so there's not as much friction. It's like, listen, there's just as much friction, but it's not enough friction to keep it from sliding out of my hand at an angle if it was a regular comic book. So I gotta be careful there. Okay, so yeah, it cuts to Red Avengers Mansion. We got Iron Man fighting Hawkeye. They're sparring, and then for some reason on monitor, that is actually a nod to an older panel from an older issue with Iron Man and Hawkeye going at it. You can tell that it's an older costume for both of them. So that's a nice little nod right there. And so those little details, that's what makes a comic book. Let me tell you. But there's sparring in the modern age, more modern time. Boom, boom, boom. Something went wrong. Yeah, so they're sparring, and then an unexpected boom explosion. It was not supposed to happen. It was a surprise. No, Iron Man wasn't trying to blow everything up. It's just something to do with his armor. So yeah, Hawkeye does not have armor or anything to protect him. So they're all like, "Wait a minute, where'd he go?" They think maybe he got injured or killed, whatever. But apparently there was some sort of secret door in the floor. Somehow he manages to get inside and saves his bacon. Boom chocolate, got a little bacon. And then let's see. So we're cutting to the slums and whatnot. We got some drive-by shooting going on. Boom chakalaka. Let's see here. Oh. And then in comes Spider-Man. So yeah, we got the initial prologue, which is a big old mystery, and then we got the Avengers popping in, and now we get to the actual like main character of the title, Spider-Man. Boom, he comes in doing his thing, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, taking out the petty thugs and criminals, protecting the innocent. That is what he does. And let's see, come on, where's the jokes? Where's the jokes, man? I'm making a citizen's arrest. Okay, how's it about making it easy for me and putting down those guns? There you go. Not the best one-liner or whatever, but that's definitely on the Spider-Man side. Thought not. Youth, so predictable. This should be fun. So this Spider-Man's a little more of a badass. Seems like he's still kind of cracking those jokes, but he's not playing around. He's definitely not playing around. Boom, boom, boom. Wait a minute. So this, hold on here. Maybe it's just the art style. I'm not sure. This kind of looks like a very young Tony Stark. Yeah, I'm not sure what they're going with there. This is Once Upon a Sometime Later. So I don't know. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure what they're going with that. I mean, he just looks young, like really young. Oh, and this is back in the day when Jarvis was still a human being, an actual human butler. I miss those days, let me tell you. It's like, I miss those days. Oh, it's Pepper Potts. Okay, that's Pepper Potts. This is, I guess this is back before they, like, he's pursuing her and she's like rebuffing him and everything. What? What? Hold on here. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on here. New York, yeah, it's Brooklyn, New York. The authorities stumble across the scene. People like just trussed up and like, oh, there's supposed to be webs or something like that. Now they're looking pretty dead, like in a horrific type of way. Thor comes in. Meanwhile, yeah, so then Thor comes in. He's doing his thing, whatever. For some reason, he's shirtless. I got no idea what the deal was with that. I don't ever remember a shirtless Thor before. That's, yeah. So, apparently, at this point, at least with this particular issue, Marvel's not nearly as bad as DC. But that is just kind of weird. I don't, for the life of me, I cannot recall ever a shirtless Thor. He's got no shirt, no armor. His helmet thing's gone. Long flowing blonde hair. So far this is not nearly as bad as some of the stuff we read from DC, but this is an indicator right here, at least, if nothing else. Yeah, that is just odd looking for an odd looking Thor, in my opinion, at least as far as I'm concerned. And then who's that? Is that Giant Man, Atlas? He comes flying out of nowhere. I don't know if it's an Avengers distress call. He's responding to an Avengers distress call. And it's Giant Man. Boom. He gets his ass knocked out, apparently. Trap. He's gone crazy. Look out. Tut Fabio. Tut Fabio. There we go. That's the Spider-Man joke machine that I recall. So apparently Spider-Man is he knocks Giant Man pretty much almost clean out. He's still conscious but barely functional. It's like, yeah, so everybody's confused. They don't know why Spider-Man's behaving like this, I guess. Yeah, so the Avengers are hot on the trail of Spider-Man, and I have no idea why. Other than the fact that he's fighting Giant Man. I don't know. It's curious, to say the least. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. Not reading it word for word, so it's like, I'm sure I'm missing stuff here. But hold on, wait. Oh, here we go. Okay. So apparently this is the real Peter Parker slash Spider-Man. And he's got this new costume. So somebody's wearing his old costume, and he doesn't know who it is. Now there was the Ben, the clone. I think he picked that. He went by the name of Ben. So he was like a clone Spider. I don't know if this is if that's him or what the deal is. At least not yet. So there's something going on. Definitely something he can going on. Whoa. Okay. Something about webs of time. So I don't know if this is like, man, this is a little bit of a trippy one. Okay, so yeah, there's boom, Captain America life just literally drained out of him. The real Spider-Man comes on the scene. He sees the fake Spider-Man with the webs. Apparently there's something going on with this Spider-Man. He's like sucking the life out of people. Something very strange going on here. Let's see if we can get down to the bottom of it. I mean, he's not just capturing these folks. He is like just sucking the life out of them. Spider-Man comes in, the real Spider-Man. And Spider-Man, yeah, Peter Parker, he's doing his thing. He incapacitates this weird doppelganger. Easily outmatches him, at least at first. Let's see where this goes. Oh wait, what? Wait a minute, what's going on here? Wait, what's going on? Oh, chapter 2, having the time of my life. I think he's having some sort of inner monologue thing. What's going on here? I don't know. It's chapter 2, so this is the next part of the comic and everything. And then the Green Goblin shows up. It's the original old school Green Goblin. So I don't know if he's having like a hallucination or what the deal is. That's the point where he tries to save Gwen, but she dies inadvertently. I don't know. He's like hallucinating or something. Yeah, it's some sort of psychic projection or something like that. I don't know if it's from... Yeah, this is getting pretty trippy. This is getting trippy, man. So trippy. So... What? I don't know, some other heroes show up. We got the Vision, notably the Vision. They take out the real Spider-Man, and I guess they think that he's the one responsible. I guess the doppelganger escaped or something before they got there. I'm not sure. Oh, yeah. So we got chapter 3, killing. Wait a minute. What is going on here? Yeah. So this is in fact a younger Tony Stark, because he's still in college. What? Tony Stark is still in college in this, so I'm a little confused on that one. I don't know how he's Iron Man at this point, because he was supposed to be Iron Man after college. I got no idea. This is just all over the place. Yeah, I would definitely have to sit down and read this thing cover to cover to get a full grasp of what's going on. We're moving into chapter 3 here, and the doppelganger Spider-Man comes in and he does this thing in the classroom there. Yeah, he's... Oh, okay, so this is the doppelganger speaking. Okay, master, everything's ready for the big temporal meltdown. So he's not just sucking the life out of them, he's sucking the time out of them. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, there's somebody behind this. Very powerful. Question is who? Who could be doing this? Who could be? I mean, they got some doppelganger Spider-Man sucking the time out of everybody. And I think it's actually moving through time or something. What's going on here? This is crazy. This is pretty crazy, actually. Oh, I think it's supposed to be a robot. It says a robot Spider-Man that somebody else put together or something. And no, I would actually like to sit down and read this because I'm missing a lot here, and it actually does seem interesting. Wait a minute, what? Oh, Kang. Kang the Conqueror. Wait a minute, how do they know it's Kang the Conqueror? Okay, so apparently Kang the Conqueror might have something to do with this. Because we're getting to the end here. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. I don't have time to sit here and go through everything. I actually wish I did. This is actually a pretty interesting story. In spite of the weird Fabio looking Thor. I don't know what they were thinking and smoking with that one. Besides that, I mean, it's a pretty interesting story. Then you got Tony Stark here / Iron Man. He's like, one crazy Iron Man is enough for millions, for a million years. I won't be a pawn of Kang the Conqueror. And, yeah. It's, then the Vision comes in. This is, yeah. So I think this is supposed to be some sort of robot android thing. So then Vision comes in, he literally puts his fist through the head of the fake Spider-Man. Then you get that big, it's some sort of time implosion. There at the bottom it says, in one brilliant explosion of light, time stops only to start again. And then the epilogue cuts back to the couple that's inside the Mexican ancient pyramid. But this time, instead of being, having the time sucked out of them, they come across a regular spider. Oh, that was a big one. And that's it. That's all there is. Nothing happens because the heroes defeated the bad guy, and it reset time, I guess you could say. And let's see here. I'm not sure. I don't know if these characters even remember what happened. Oh no, well, Spider-Man remembers. Spider-Man and somebody else. Who is it? Is that Tony? I think that's supposed to be Tony. And it looks like maybe Hawkeye. Okay, so apparently they do remember what happened. Okay. Everybody's alive again. Everybody that got taken out by this doppelganger robot thing from Kang the Conqueror. They're still alive. Yeah. So there's the remains of the robot Spider-Man. Say definitively a robot. Looks like Kang the Conqueror. So it's actually a pretty interesting story. This is one of those epic crossover deals, one shots. I like it. I'm gonna so yeah, September 1996, Marvel. Same time as some of that weird stuff going on over at DC. Fortunately, I mean, nothing really weird about it other than the topless Thor with the long Fabio hair. Other than that, I mean, nothing really weird about it. I don't know why they threw that in there, but all in all, I mean, it's a pretty good story. It's an interesting story. It's out there. It's trippy. Time travel, like in a sense, at least. I'd have to sit down and read it, get all the details and everything. But just breezing through it, it's actually a pretty interesting story. And so this is proof right here that Marvel used to put out good comic books. This is proof right here. This is actually a pretty good one. Yeah, Spider-Man team up. Very well done overall. Very well done. I would recommend it. Just breezing through it. I gotta sit down and read it. And that's the crazy thing. You never see King the Conqueror, but apparently he had something to do with it. It sounds like King was behind it, but he was the invisible hand, the invisible puppet master of the robot time traveling Spider-Man doppelganger. That's a mouthful right there. Interesting. Yeah. This is why I'm into comic books, Remy. This is why I've always been. It's, complex, crazy, out of this world stories. Fantastic characters with fantastic abilities, going above and beyond. It's just, it's fun. It's inspiring. It's just cool stuff. Cool stuff. Like, what if? It represents all the possibilities of life. And I mean, I've experienced some crazy stuff in my lifetime, like real stuff, not comic book stuff, like real stuff. And it's absolutely crazy. And to be honest, some of the stuff I've experienced is actually crazier than some of the stuff that I've seen in comic books. So it's just fun. It's just fun. It's like, what if life was like this rather than like this? What if this happened instead of this? And, what if people had these abilities instead of, it's just cool. It's that creativity, the imagination, originality. Human beings, there's this immense creative spirit within humanity, and it drives us to create. It drives us to come up with stuff, to be creative and original, and just to create our own worlds, our own characters. It's an innate part of who we are, and that's just one of the many reasons why I've always been a fan of comic books, and why modern comic books pisses me off so much, and why I bailed on comic books back in 2012. Because the wrong people are in control, and they're ruining everything left and right, and they openly admit it. They know it. There was this one dude, he threw out a Twitter, is like, "I will ruin your mythos in a heartbeat, baby," and it's him openly stating that he is out to destroy comic books. He's out to destroy our heroes, destroy our stories. And when I say heroes, I'm using it in a fictional sense. I'm not talking about real life heroes. They openly admit it. They're out to destroy our pop culture. They don't want us to be inspired. They don't want us to see the best in humanity. They want us to see the worst. They want us to be bland, to be boring, to just, instead of fighting the good fight, sit back and let the bad guys just steamroll us. That's what they want. I'm not having it. Oh my gosh. There you have it though. So that's a good one. I like that one. I like that issue. I'm glad I have that one in my collection. Unlike Young Heroes and but let's forget that one even exists for the time being. Okay, so here we get to the heart of the stream here. So yeah, anybody that has in fact been watching House of the G, yeah, hopefully you find this next issue as interesting as I am, because I want to know what they're doing with this. So we're looking at Green Lantern Annual 1996 Legends of the Dead Earth. Yes, folks, I do have another Legends of the Dead Earth in my collection. Here we go. Boom. Green Lantern. So I'm very, very interested to get into this one. Yeah, hell no. It's like hell no is the correct answer. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy what's going on nowadays. It really is. So yes, we went over the last stream. We revisited the Shadow of the Bat Annual 1996 Legends of the Dead Earth, and now we have in my hands here, Green Lantern Legends of the Dead Earth. We're going to get into this one. We're going to see how it stacks up to the other one. Now keep in mind, yeah, she is right. No, I was shocked when I was going through my pile here to figure out what to do for the stream. I saw this one. It's like, yep, okay, I know what I'm doing now. It's just like, oh, shite. Yeah, I couldn't believe this. I could not believe it. I was like, yo, my gosh, I have another one. And this is written by Dixon. This is written by Dixon. Dixon. This is written by Dixon. Okay, so the Shadow the Bat, you know, this thing was written by Grant. So this one's written by Dixon. And Dixon has been popping up. Oh my gosh, where was Dixon? Dixon. Hold on here. Let me find an example, because Dixon. But yeah, there's been some crazy stuff going on. So this is Dixon right here. That 0 Hour Detective Comics. This was actually a pretty good story. That one was actually pretty good. But then we have this Contagion. This was also written by Dixon. These are all roughly around the same time frame. And it was a little, there was some odd stuff with it. Especially when, 25 years later, we got this whole freak out over the beer bug. So that's fascinating, to say the least. So this particular Green Lantern Annual 1996 Legends of Dead Earth, written by Dixon. Where is it? Yep, Dixon, written by the same guy. So let's take a look at it and see exactly what direction he went with it. Allegedly, you gotta take it at face value though. So. Earth is dead. Those who once might have called it home are long scattered to the endless stars. But in that scattering on 1,000 different worlds by 1,000 different ways, Earth's greatest legends live on. I'm gonna have to question that one based on the Batman version. Like, keep in mind, Legends of the Dead Earth, Shadow the Bat. The main character was literally Satan. Keep that in mind as we dive into the Green Lantern version here. This is Dixon. The other guy was Grant. So let's see what Dixon did here. Story's a sad one, pathetic really, boom boom boom, by the Green Lantern, but the way this isn't him. So yeah, it starts off. We do have a Green Lantern. I don't know the time frame. It's not any Green Lantern that I'm familiar with. Somebody new, obviously. I do know this is supposed to take place in the future. This is Rock Aranya. He's been Green Lantern for 100 years. He's looking pretty good for a 100-year-old Green Lantern, if you ask me. Yeah, it's I don't know if the ring's got something to do with that or what the deal is, or if it's just a species is long-lived or something. Yeah, he's fighting something. Oh, the Lantern falls. Hold on here. What? Okay, so this Green Lantern, he falls. That's a familiar story. Happened with Hal Jordan. So the Lantern falls to the planet, and some random alien dude finds him. He's like, take the ring, take the Lantern. It's pretty much exactly what happened to Hal Jordan before he became Green Lantern. So the little alien dude picks up the Lantern and the ring. I guess he goes to the government building. Okay, so he goes to the Capitol building of his planet or something like that, and he's all like, "Look at me, I've got a lantern and a ring," and he's like, "This is our aid and our time of need." So the Green Lantern was fighting another alien species that I guess was invading this planet, from the looks of it, and this little alien dude's all like, "This will help us," and naturally the politicians are like, "Get out of here." What? But apparently they keep the Lantern in the ring. So they tell this little dude to leave, but they keep the Lantern in the ring. It's kind of hard to tell there with the green screen, but yeah. And there's a thing for Kingdom Come, whose will be done. The Dreamer, the Thunder, the Bat, the Eagle, the Angel, whose will be done. And let's see here. So these aliens, they're attacking, running willy-nilly across the planet, wreaking havoc, destruction, etc. The politicians. I'm getting a very Wizard of Oz vibe out of these little alien creatures, like the Lollipop Guild or something like that. They're sitting there staring at the lantern in the ring. I don't know why they're just kind of staring at it. Yeah, it's very very Wizard of Oz vibe. I don't know. It's I kind of. Keep in mind, their planet is under attack. Their city is under attack all around them, and they're debating whatever it is they're debating about this. Oh! They're saying that one person should not have more power than another. That's why they don't want to use the lantern. Okay, just sheer stupidity at this point. So they're telling this little dude to get rid of it. The lantern and the ring could actually save their planet, and they're telling this little dude to get rid of it. Oh, you've got to be kidding me with this. How can... What? Oh, you got to be kidding me. So he goes to the ocean. And apparently it's not a normal ocean. It looks like it might be pretty acidic or something like that. Pretty caustic. He's standing there and he's like, I got, he's ordered to get rid of it. They're willing to let their entire planet die because they don't want one person to have more power than another. And so in the end, he's like, screw it. Screw it. I'm putting the ring on. It's like, this little dude becomes the next Green Lantern. Apparently he's a very quick learner. Smashes the war machine there. So even though he disobeyed the council and everything, he's like he flies up as a big emerald streak, taking on the enemies, just wiping them out. And the people at first they're in shock, but then they're all like, then they realize that they're going to be saved and everything, and they're not going to die, and the planet's not going to be destroyed, and they just start cheering them on and everything. So actions. You know what to say? Actions speak louder than words. So this is actually a pretty good example of it. It's like first they're all like, no, we can't let somebody use this and become more powerful than everybody else. This guy, he's like, at first he's like obeying their wishes, but then at the last second he's like screw it. And his actions show that sometimes you just need a hero. And in that moment when he takes action, they have a change of heart. Actions matter, folks. Actions matter. Words are important, but actions are even more important than words. Because without actions, words don't mean anything. Because if you're just talking, nothing ever changes. It's meaningless. So but words are important at the same time. So it's varying layers. Let's put it that way. Then they try to make him king of the planet. So they're democratic. I guess it was I don't know if it was a democracy or a republic, whatever it was. They literally dismantle it in the blink of an eye and make him king. So he's not just Green Lantern. He's now Green Lantern, king of this planet. And he's miserable. He's absolutely miserable. I mean, he's miserable. It's not what he wanted. He just wanted to save his planet. And they as they made him king, he's like, no, I don't want to be king. That's not why I did this. But they don't listen to him. They don't care. They make him king anyways. He's just miserable. I mean, what's he gonna do? He's not gonna fight his own people like that. If they, I mean, he could fly off, live in the mountains or something. I don't know. We need a hero. Tina Turner. Actually, Tina Turner's song was "We Don't Need Another Hero," which I like the song, but it depends on the context. It's a catchy song. Don't get me wrong. We don't need another hero. We just want to find the way home. And I'm of a mixed mind of it. It's a catchy song. It is. But it's in my humble opinion, it's kind of like the beginning of the downfall of the hero in pop culture, because they're saying that what that song is telling me in that context is that Mad Max is not the hero. They don't need a hero, which is like, we don't need you. And even though they do need him, he is in fact a hero. It's a very contradictory song within the movie, and it happens all the time. Just don't yeah. I mean, it happens all the time. I do it. People do it. It's you think you remember something, and then you find out you don't. It's actually different. Yeah, Thunderdome Times. I love the movie. Don't get me wrong. I love the movie. That song. At first, back in the day, you hear, oh, it's a catchy song. Yeah, we don't need another. We just want. Then as time goes by and you analyze it and stuff like that, it's like, I don't know. I'm not as much of a. Well, it's not even about it's not about being a sad song. It's about the fact that it's saying that we don't need heroes. Which is like, yeah, we do actually. We kind of do. We need those heroes. We need that inspiration. And because not everybody's a fighter. There's a reason why sheepdogs exist. And what that song is telling me is that it's trying to say that Mad Max isn't the hero that everybody's making him out to be, and that he shouldn't be a hero, that he should just step back and just not do what he does. And I don't agree with that at all. It's the antithesis of what just hero stuff in general. And so yeah, as a older and wiser and whatnot, I'm not as much of a fan of that song as I used to be. Let's put it that way. I would actually have to put some more thought into it and everything, research it. But just off of top of my head and everything, it's just I don't know. So hold on here. Okay, so this little dude, he becomes king of this thing, and it states, I don't know if it'll, and the legend continues, and then it cuts to this dude. He's another Green Lantern, very different alien species and everything. Now keep in mind, I have no idea what the connection is to the dead Earth, other than the fact that it's. And here's the thing: Green Lanterns, they existed across the galaxy. They weren't specific to Earth, so I'm not seeing the connection other than the fact that they're Green Lanterns. So it's not really logical. It's not really making any sense. So we have another alien species. It looks like two different snake species or something. What? It's like, what? Two different snake type species. So we got this guy, the Lantern. He's got a very snake-like lower body, but then you got the enemies that he's fighting, and they have like the snake head. So it's like one of them's got the snake parts of the top half, the other one's got the snake parts of the bottom half. It's just kind of weird. I don't know. I don't know. It's like they cooked this one up as quickly as they could. Okay, what? I guess some chicken-looking alien species. Like, what is this? What is this? So they just like snakes and chickens. They took animals from nature and just like turned them into aliens. What? I don't know where they came up with this one. So it's Green Lantern. He's taking a beating. What? So yeah, this Green Lantern, he's on the verge of death. He's not. This seems to be a very common theme in the world of Green Lantern. The Green Lantern is mortally wounded, lands on a planet, and he tells the Ring, "Go find somebody to replace me before I die." So apparently, this happens quite a bit to Green Lanterns. It seems like they kind of depend a little too much on that trope. But what are you gonna do? See, you literally have a planet full of chickens. Literally a planet full of chickens. So he tells the Ring to find somebody to replace him. And as the Ring is doing this thing, it's scanning all of the inhabitants, and every single one of them passes out in fear. It's literally a planet of chickens, both physiologically and psychologically. Holy crap. But the Ring does happen to find one candidate, I guess. Not really scared, wouldn't be surprised to me. I'm scared that could be real. You're scared that could be real, or surprised that could be real? What do you mean by that? I lost track of the conversation there. And yeah, so it's literally a planet full of chickens, like in every possible sense. What were they thinking when they came up with that? I mean, this is just goofy. I don't know if they meant it to be just a full-on comedy at this point, but if that was their intent, I think they succeeded. And then so then, okay, so he finds his candidate there, and it gives him the traditional Green Lantern uniform, and he's like, "Oh, this is boring." So then he tries this one, which is a very Riddler-looking uniform, but he's not pleased with that one. So then he goes to this one. It's got like the samurai armor look to it. He's like, "Yeah, this is cool. I like it." So this guy's he's just like jumping into the role. Oh, Jimmy Cricket. So he's trying to get him to recite the oath, and he's just butchering the oath. That... Oh, Jimmy Cricket. Okay. So this character is just completely irreverent towards being a Green Lantern. Oh, the fainting chickens. I'll be honest, I have not actually seen the movie. It's I didn't get the chance to in the theater, and from what I heard, it was so bad I never bothered to get around to watching it again. I know the book is supposed to be really good, but the movie was just like terrible. I do need to watch that sometime, just so I know for myself how bad it really was. Maybe read the book. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he was dealing with like genetic manipulation, stuff like that. So it wouldn't surprise me if there are a bunch of fainting chickens on the island. This character is not. Yeah, this character is completely irreverent. So I want to see where they're going with this. So yeah, the little chicken dude takes over as Green Lantern, flies out into space. What? So he uses the Ring to create a disembodied hand. It's really difficult to tell with the green screen, but it grabs the enemy spaceship in a very delicate manner. Keep in mind, this alien force is out to destroy his planet, and he's just handling them very delicately. They already attacked him, and so far the only connection to the Dead Earth is the fact that a statue of Kyle Rayner actually is on the cover. So we're not even talking about Hal Jordan, we're talking about Kyle Rayner. And there's no mention of him in the story so far that I can. It's down your biological background. Yeah, terrifying and creepy. Yeah. No, yeah. Like I wouldn't mind reading the book. The movie is supposed to be really bad, so I'm not that interested in it. But I wouldn't mind reading the book. And yeah, genetic manipulation, something like that, is not a good thing. It's really not. And they're working on stuff nowadays that just chilly. It's blood curdling. What the funky coma tuna? What? What? Oh, Jimmy Craig. Okay. Random side note here. So in this issue, we've got a commercial ad for Pinky and the Brain comic book, and they're stuffing their bras because Brain is like, this is what it takes to take over, to be big in comic books. It's like, this is what it takes. Now, I do have concerns about that ad. I can kind of see where they're going with it. It's just making fun of a parody of comic books, which is fine, but I'd have to read it and see exactly where they're going with it. Someday, hopefully someday I'll be able to get around to reading it. From what I saw, the movie was pretty bad, everything I heard, and from the scenes that I have seen, just the concepts though are just like very disturbing. Even with how bad the movie was and the scenes that I've seen, the concepts behind it are just disturbing. And so yeah, this little chicken Green Lantern dude is somehow fighting off this armada. He's very I guess for a chicken, he's got a feisty attitude, but he's also just kind of like irreverent and very smart ass, very much a smart ass. So you know what, I think this is supposed to be a chick. I did not even realize that. I'm not sure. It would explain the long hair. It's really difficult to tell with the anatomy of the actual Green Lantern. Hold on here. At this point, I got no idea. But see, a little chicken dude, he runs off the alien armada, comes back to the planet, and there's the actual real Green Lantern, and he or she, I thought it was a he, but it might be a she. But he's recovering and everything. He's alive. He was pretty badly wounded. So it was a temporary transition of power, and the chicken dude's like, you can have it back, it wasn't worth the trouble. He doesn't want the ring. He doesn't want it. So the real Green Lantern takes the ring back, and this is why I'm confused about what this thing is, if it's supposed to be male or female, because in this is the only panel that I've noticed. Yeah, it's gonna be difficult to see with the green screen. Dang it! Oh my gosh, it's gonna be difficult to see with the green screen. But those look like boobs in this one scene. It doesn't look like a chest, like pecs. It looks like boobs. That's the only panel that I've seen of this character where it looks like it might actually be female. So I don't know. I'm not sure. It's very ambiguous at this point in that scene, at least that panel. I hate that. I freaking hate that. I hate it when they do that. It's like, make it. I mean, without the mask on, it looks like male. It looks male. It looks very male. In the previous panels and everything, it looks male. And you got this one, yeah, the original one. There we go. Good shot of the chest. That looks male. It looks male. That looks like a male chest. Even with the 4 arms, you got the 2 arms there, interrupting the chest area and stuff like that. It looks male. Then you got that one panel, and it's questionable. Like, what? I don't know. We're going with male. So, the chicken lantern gives up the ring, gives it back to the real Green Lantern. Oh, Surprise twist. So the hero of the planet also happens to be an escaped mental patient. And so they show up and put him back in the straitjacket. He's the... What? Oh my goodness. Yeah, so the only person on this chicken planet that wasn't consumed with fear and was able to wield the ring was an escaped mental patient. What? So this is that was an interesting plot twist, no doubt about it. It explains his irreverence. It explains why it just didn't take it seriously. I don't know. It didn't really seem like a nut job. Just more like a snowflake millennial or something like that. Well, millennial, but at least he was willing to fight, you know? So it's kind of a contradiction there, but it was. And keep in mind, this is back in 1996. So all in all, I mean, nothing. It's nothing like the Batman one. The Batman one was just bonkers, man. And the main character was the primary character of the whole story was literally Satan. This was more just goofy. There was literally no connection to the Earth or to like Hal Jordan or Kyle Rayner, other than the fact that it was Green Lanterns. It was mostly just goofy, silly, goofy, like a parody of these, Green Lanterns. So honestly, I'm not really sure what the point was. I'm not seeing a connection, like a real connection to at least the Batman one. And keep in mind, these are not supposed to be Elseworld stories. They're not labeled as Elseworld. A lot of people consider them Elseworld, which would make more sense, but they're not labeled as Elseworld. I think they're actually supposed to be part of the normal continuity. So the Batman one was just batshit crazy. This one is just goofy. The Green Lantern, Legends of the Deadworth, it's goofy. So at least it's not like, at least it's not making me feel like I need to go out and get some holy water. It's just making me shake my head. Like, what? What? Honestly, not terribly creative. Both stories involved overpowering alien forces trying to destroy another weaker force. Both stories involved a Green Lantern that got taken out. Now in the second one, the Green Lantern actually does survive in the end, but in the first one, the Lantern dies and passes on the ring and the Lantern permanently. So not a lot of creativity there. Not a lot of because that's actually ripping off Hal Jordan's origin pretty much. Honestly, not terribly impressed. Not a lot of originality, not a lot of creativity. Two different stories that literally like rip off each other, which in actually rip off Hal Jordan. And then they're both just completely silly and goofy to boot. So I don't understand. It's just I don't understand this whole Legends of the Dead Earth thing. I'm not understanding it. Honestly, I mean, it wasn't that entertaining. It was on the silly side, on the goofy side. Maybe if I sat down and read the whole thing, it would be more entertaining. But I'm not terribly impressed with it. I mean, like I said, I don't feel like I need to go out and buy some holy water after reading it, thankfully. But I'm just not that impressed. I'm not that impressed. And it's got a statue of Kyle Rayner on here. You expect something to happen in the story. Like I said, I might have missed it. Maybe it's in there and I missed it. That's why I'd have to sit down and read it. Maybe they did at some point bring up, Hal Jordan or Kyle Rayner or something. Other than the fact of I don't know. I don't know. I would have to sit down and read it just to be able to say definitively, but skimming through and stuff like that, I'm not impressed with it. It's just, but thankfully, it is not batshit crazy. Satan, a story like the Shadow of the Bat one was. I mean, that one just blew my mind. Like, just on the surface, at least so far, I would say they were over 2 on this Legends of the Dead Earth thing. I do want to see if I got more of them in my collection. If I don't, I actually would like to pick some up on a back issue status. And I want to know just how crazy it really went, how deep the rabbit hole went with this this entire annual thing with the Legends of the Dead Earth. Because I don't know if they can top the Shadow of the Bat one. I don't know if it's even possible. That's how absolutely bonkers that one was. Keep in mind, 1996, something happened. 1996, something happened. I'm telling you, just in what I've actually gone through so far. That was a turning point, at least as far as DC goes. Now, this Marvel one, the Spider-Man, this was 1996. This was relatively normal. Like it was a pretty typical comic book story. It was actually pretty good for the most part, from what I can tell. So 1996, Marvel. Okay, that's not to say that there wasn't some crazy stuff going. There was the Spider-Man issue or Spider-Woman issue, and it was. I don't remember the year. It was definitely on the older side, at least early 2000s, maybe 1996. I'd have to find it. I know it's in here somewhere. And that one was crazy. That one was bonkers. That was off the wall. Very disrespectful to Spider-Man, the Spider-Man character. Let's put it that way. That's the most positive spin I can put on it. So there you have it. Annual 1996 Green Lantern Legends of the Dead Earth. Thankfully, not like completely bonkers like the Shadow of the Bat one was, but definitely silly, nonsensical, a little on the weird side. Honestly, not too impressed with it, but yeah, I don't need a priest after reading this one, thankfully. So I will take that silver lining. And let me take a quick look, see if I can find that Spider-Woman one. I want to see what year that was. Found it. It is the first spectacular issue of Spider-Woman. There can be only one. Dun, dun, dun. This thing was a hot mess. Let me put it to you that way. Absolute hot mess. Let me see if I can find the year on it. Actually, because I'm just trying to find this one. I'm shocked at like some of the stuff we've gone through already. Wow, we've gone through a lot since I started this. Let's see here. And this thing was a disaster. 1999. So this is 1999. So yeah, the stuff that was going on at DC happened much faster. Well, a little bit faster at least. By 1999 though, Marvel was on board. And this issue of Spider-Woman is an good example of it. If you want to know more about this one, I went through it in a stream. Go ahead and check it out. some crazy stuff. This was really disturbing. I did not like this. It was very disrespectful to Spider-Man. It was literally trying to basically wipe out the character of Spider-Man and replace him with all of this nonsense. Now keep in mind, it took 5 Spider-Woman characters to replace the original Spider-Man. Keep that in mind. So, yeah, it was really disturbing. A very good example of the absolute lunacy that's taken over the woke. That is the woke agenda right there. Back in 1999, we're talking 1990s, 1996. Something happened. DC embraced it very quickly. Marvel didn't take long for Marvel to follow suit. And yeah, folks, I think we're on the trail of something here. I bailed on comic books back in 2012. Okay, so yeah, that's the last issue we're going to be going through today. So yeah, not going to wrap it up just yet, but we're going to wrap up the stream here in a few minutes. But I got some thoughts here, final thoughts, and give me just one second here. 1 second. All right, who dug it? Here we go. So yes, something happened in 1996. I think we're on the trail of something here. This modern nonsense, this modern woke nonsense, it has been around a long time. And going back through my own personal collection, it is surprising how long this has actually been going on. Back in the day when I first bought this stuff, I was much younger, much dumber, much more naive, much more ignorant of the world. I read the stuff. I didn't enjoy it. This stuff that's the woke stuff that was going on back then, I did not enjoy it. I can tell you that much. But at the same time, I didn't understand it. I didn't have an understanding of what it meant, what they were trying to get at, what their end game was. All I knew, I wasn't entertained. I didn't like it. It didn't set well with me. Now I'm older, wiser. I can pinpoint it much better. Identify it, whatnot. It's been quite the journey, let me tell you. We're just getting started. So, wow. But I think we're starting to paint a better picture of the history of modern comic books. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. There's some stuff I'd like to do. I just haven't had time. Unfortunately, this channel is a side project for me. As much as I enjoy doing it, I got so much stuff going on with the main channel, and it's taking up so much of my time. And honestly, at this point, I need somebody working for me in order to be able to really do more of the stuff that I want to do, and including stuff that I want to do with this channel, with House of G. Hopefully someday in the not too distant future, that'll be a reality. We'll see here, but yeah, there's some stuff going on. There's definitely a pattern here. There's definitely, this stuff doesn't just pop up in a vacuum. Events, cause and effect. We're looking at the effect of this agenda, and right now we're exploring the path from modern comic books into the past to where this stuff all began. This agenda began and really started to take shape and take root. And at this point, it really seems like something happened in 1996. It just really seems like there was a definite change. Comic books took a definite turn right around 1996. And I'm curious about that. And I want to see just how big that change really was. If this stuff literally just popped up, or if there was stuff going on before 1996. So far, I'm not seeing a whole lot of evidence for it. At least not in my personal collection. Where is it? Where are you? Come back out. But at the very least, starting here. Bare minimum, starting here. This is our origin point at this moment. Now it could go back even further. We just haven't found evidence of it yet. But the annual 1996 Shadow of the Batman, Legends of the Dead Earth. I mean, this thing was bonkers, man. Off the chains, crazy, and not in a good way. Big old whiskey tank foxtrot sort of way that made you want to drink like a gallon of holy water after you finished reading it. At least that's how I came away from it. I do remember back in the day. I do vaguely remember like buying this, reading it, and not knowing. I didn't know what to think about it. I was confused by it. It was just, I had no idea what was going on. So I put it away and never thought of it again. At least not until I picked it up here going through my collection. And now that I'm reading this with 25 years of experience, life experience, and hindsight, Jiminy freaking cricket, man, I realized just how bonkers and off the wall this thing really was. My goodness, dude. 1996. So far, 1996 is looking like a watershed year where comics took a hard turn. And I have a lot of comic books from before 1996, and we will be going through them. It's only a matter of time, literally. Right now, at this point, it is all about time. And as much as I wish I could do more of these House of G's, unfortunately, this is the best I can do at the moment. We'll see if maybe someday that'll change, but for the time being, this is gonna have to do it. Which is a shame because I would really like to explore this even more than we already are. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Wow, it's fascinating. It really is. It's intriguing. I'm intrigued. Very intrigued. These other channels, they got the modern stuff covered and whatnot. They're doing a good job of it, by and large. They're still right. A lot of them are still riding the fence. I'm still waiting for them to catch up, to wake up, to finally stop dragging their feet. But at least they're heading in the right direction overall. Yeah, they need to get off the fence, plain and simple. In the meantime, let's go ahead and keep following this path, exploring this path. I have a respectable collection, in my humble opinion, and we're going to be going through it. Oh my gosh, yeah, it's like, let me tell you, from a personal perspective, it is very, very nice having something to look forward to that has to do with pop culture, that has to do with comic books specifically in this case. I'm actually excited about it, which is something I don't get this kind of excitement thinking about modern comic books and modern pop culture. It isn't there. It's non-existent. So I'm very grateful to have this and to be able to share it with anybody else that's watching, you, Remy, and anybody else that may happen to tune in. I'm very grateful for it. Very happy to share it. Because it makes me excited. I'm excited to keep going through my collection here, to keep diving into it, into the past issues and stuff like that, back in the time when it was actually worth being a part of. I bailed in 2012. I don't regret that for a moment, especially with all this stuff going on. These channels are covering this stuff, and it's like, Jim McCray, it validates my decision back in the day. It tells me I made the right decision. It was the right move. But that's not the end of it. That is only the beginning of it, and we're deep diving here into the history of comic books, especially in the modern world, the modern era, going back 20, 30 years. Yeah, and I've going through this last stack, I stumbled across some interesting issues. I'm very much looking forward to getting into them, looking through them. You'll see. I personally, I think we got some pretty cool stuff that we're going to be looking into. So if you enjoy the channel so far, make sure you stay tuned, because we're just getting started here, folks. Yeah. Oh yeah. If you want to know why people are so passionate about the comic books, including the House of G, I love my comic books. Just because I bailed in 2012 doesn't mean I stopped loving comic books. I saw where it was going. It was not worth my time. It was not worth my money, and it pissed me off to no end. You have no idea, and it still pisses me off to this day what they're doing to modern comic books. But this stuff, my collection, this is a reminder of what comic books used to be, about why I got into comic books to begin with, but where my passion comes from for these stories, for these characters. And we're not going down without a fight here, folks. I can tell you that. Unfortunately, that is a big reason why this channel is my side channel, because I don't expect to ever make money off this channel. I don't expect YouTube to ever embrace my channel. Look at Josiah's Rises and these countless other channels that have been hit. Now, granted, Josiah Rises does get more political, and I'm not looking to get political, but I am still questioning I'm still raising questions and hitting it from a perspective that the people running YouTube are not going to like, and they're never going to let this channel get monetized. I can tell you that much. So, yeah, unfortunately, this is going to have to be a side project. If and when I can get the time to do more with it, I will absolutely do that. But it's just the nature of the beast right now, at least. And yeah, just doing the best I can with it. So hopefully you enjoy it. I know I do. And yeah, I think that's going to pretty much wrap it up here for the House of G today on this Monday. I hope you're having a great day there. I hope you're having a great start to your week. That is the goal here on the House of G. To raise some questions, to do some exploring, some deep diving, but first and foremost, have some fun. The last House of G last week, that was a rough one. That was a tough one. I wasn't really looking forward to it, but it had to be done. That stuff had to be talked about, and we did it. We got through it. This one was definitely more on the fun side. Let's say nothing too terribly crazy, at least. What was it? What was the first one? Oh, yeah. Yeah, the craziest thing about it was this thing. Young Heroes in Love. This thing was just absolute trash. Absolute trash series. 1997. Yeah, it lasted 1997, 1998. I don't know what they were smoking when they came up with this one. But still not as bad as that Shadow of the Bat annual Legends of the Dead Earth 1996. Yeah, thank God for small blessings, let's put it that way. So, doggy. All right. Well, I hope you have yourself a fantastic week. And Remy, thank you for hanging out. It was a pleasure as always. Always good to see you. Hope you're having a good, a lot of good stuff going on in your life. But it is about time to wrap things up here. Doggy. All right. What's there? Okay, yeah, Gearbox, go ahead and take over, wrap things up here. All right, you guys have a great one there. Have a great week. I will see you next Monday. Boom, chakalaka. And yeah. Keep hope alive. Keep up that good fight. Modern pop culture may be in the toilet at this point, but make no mistake, the real creative types, they are still out there. We are still out there. We still exist. The fans, we're live and kicking. We might not have, they might be trying to silence our voice left and right, but make no mistake, we're still out there. Boom shakalaka. Hopefully this type of stream will prove that in the coming days. You doggy. All right. So, you have yourself a fantastic day and a fantastic week. This has been another House of G speaking into the void. You doggy.